So finally, that conflict is resolved, and it actually had some moments right here. For some, it was just cringy, but for me, that one scene there, or actually two scenes in this chapter, that actually affected me the first time I read it. This is the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer, bringing you chapter 163 of the Black Clover. As Asta is about to purify Luck, Ludlian, or Elf Luck unleashes all his magic power as Magma and Vanessa tries to pin him down. It's during this time we are actually revealed that yes, the consciousness within the the their bodies, the human hosts inside the bodies the elves inhabits can hear something, because we see a child Luck, and he actually hears voices, but he cannot know what it is. This seems to suggest that when the elves possess the humans, they get regressed into maybe their deepest memories, where they slowly succumb to that memory and therefore also vanish. So maybe the reincarnation is can become permanent. Killing them off. Because Luck here is as a young boy, as he hears some voices but is not really sure who it is. He suddenly sees his mother, the same mother who abused him. Well, yeah, she wasn't an ideal mother, mostly because she could never really understand why Luck always smiled and never showed any emotion. The one and only, therefore, she wasn't really a good mother to Luck, nor showed him any affection until he actually defeated a noble. That was one of the few times she ever saw pride in knowing Luck's existence and hugged him. It was also during this time that Luck really also became a little bit more deranged. Everything he did at that time was for his mother's smile. As the child, Luck begins to run towards her, thinking that she is the only one who will ever love him. Back to the present, Elf Luck unleashes so much power his body becomes deranged, and as Vanessa proclaims the same time with the other guy of the purple orca, he indeed the elves are mutating into something more than elves, something truly evil, as the only thing that as Elf Luck can only curse the humans that killed him at all. However, Asta says that I may not know what happened between you and the humans, and I'm sorry. But Luck is our precious friends, and do not take him away from us. Uh, but then he ends it with, the ones who love you, is this how they wanted you to become? And that actually causes the Luck elf to hesitate long enough for Asta to finally push the sword into Elf Luck and try to purify him. It's not exactly known if the shock wave actually of his magic power actually prevented Asta at first to do that, but it seems to suggest it did. So, and when that happens, a light comes into Luck's body, and as soon as he sees the light, he actually remembers the memory he had before, as he apologizes to his mother, saying that he has to go and there are things he can do. He thanks her for everything, and for the first time we see Mother Luck's face, revealing it's a face that is very similar to Luck, and she is actually crying and smiling. Almost like, as I said before, Luck's mother wasn't exactly what we could call an ideal mother to Luck, but maybe Luck wasn't really an ideal child either. However, that one scene, seeing that mother cry, it, it's a it, it feels powerful for me. It really does. It feels at that moment she may actually feel, maybe she feels, I just wonder what kind of tears are those? Are those the tears of loss, of sadness, or is those tears of pride? The fact that Lux says that there are things he can do and that he must say goodbye to his mother is just emotional in itself. Also, this is not exactly known if this is just an illusion that was created in Lux's subconsciousness. However, given to the fact that this mother sign actually cried tears to him, seems to suggest that maybe it wasn't. Maybe this really was a connection to it all. Who knows? But as Childlike running to the light, we see all the different flashbacks of when he met the Black Bull. Although he doesn't see their faces immediately, he does say what they all said. You see the time Jamie recruited him, saying his sorry ass belonged to Black Bull and fight hard. How Vanessa said that you can call me Big Sis. How Gordon tried to be friendly. How Charmy gave him snacks. How Gosh reminded him that this is his little sister. How Asta said that I am your friend, and Noel saying that since I forgive you, since I'm royalty. And finally, his rival Magnus saying that Luck is gonna tangle with him. And so, with those moments, before Elf Lux vanishes, he actually switches back to his original form and remembers the time the first Sorcerer's Emperor said, "We are humans and elves can live in peace. We can surely come to understand each other." And so the Elf Luck vanishes, but not before, with a true happy face, says to Asta, "I would have wanted to become friends with humans like you." And so the spirit is purified, and Luck stands up. And here comes the second most powerful scene in this chapter. The smile freak, the one who has always have a grin on his face and always been, like that, actually cries tears of regret and tears of extreme sadness. There's not a single smile on his face. What we see on this time is just a pure face of sadness, of guilt, and of everything else, because he is asking if he is Black Bull's friends. And his longtime rival Magna just gives him a manly hug and saying, "You are of course your dumbass." So we can only cry in their hugs together with Vanessa, as their friend Luck have finally returned to them. All in all, it was a pretty short chapter of one thing that happened, but I mean, for a lot of people, this moment was cringy. But I still stand about what I think. This felt powerful. Just seeing those crying scenes, you could really feel the emotion in it all. The mother luck scene was that scene that was most confusion of all. But I think that was tears of pride, maybe saying her son had finally become something she was proud of, and not and also detached himself from her. But seeing Luck cry, man, I have to say that was the most shocking of all. And again, it's not a difference with a smile and then cry. That is a pure, he has a pure, sad face this time. And I think sure this is a pure sadness face and of guilt. That makes me think that is it possible that the elves, no, the humans inside the elves can actually be aware of what's happening, or is he crying because he felt so lonely inside his subconsciousness and actually began to forget he had friends? But as he ran to the right light, he remembers everything the Black Bull said to him. Who knows? All I know is this felt like a very hitting right here kind of chapter. But you give me your thoughts if you have any.